Fine, good afternoon to you all students. Hi students, how are you? I hope you all are fine and you all are doing well. I hope by God's grace you all are safe. So pray to God daily for your health, your studies, your parents, food, education and everything. Okay. So warm greetings to you all students. Welcome to our today's online class. Okay. So your online class subject is computer science. So, now we are studying about chapter 4, isn't it? So, what's the title of your chapter? Algorithmic strategies, isn't it? So before I am going to start about today's portion, so just recall what are things I have taught in the last class. So, in last class you have studied about what do you mean by algorithm? So, what are the characteristics of algorithm? Isn't it? Okay. So today also you are going to study about some process of algorithm. Okay. So first heading is writing an algorithm. So how you need to write an algorithm. So each and everything will have some steps. Okay. So all the programming languages, whatever may be, so each and every programming language will have some code structure, isn't it? For example, C++ programming, you need to write header file first. Then what are the inputs? Then function mean function. Then main of function. So inside that class, isn't it? So likewise, each and every programming language will have some structure or basic code construct. So inside the basic code construct, you can able to give conditions, iterations. Conditions also you have studied. So if condition, isn't it? While so likewise, you can able to give conditions, iterations. What do you mean by iterations? Iteration means loop concept. How many number of times particular things need to execute, that is iteration. So this and all you can able to give, okay, in a programming language. Same way you can also able to write in algorithm. Oh, but typically if algorithm is there mean, so particular structure will be there. So this like only particular algorithm need to execute, or this like only particular algorithm will be there. Okay, so the same thing you have studied in 11th standard also. Define computer. That definition also you have studied. Same diagram. Isn't it? Input, processing and output. Same way. So algorithm also. So each and every algorithm you need to give proper input. Isn't it? So after getting the proper input, so particular thing is going to process. What are the inputs you are giving? So for example, you are going to add two numbers means what's the input you are giving? Two numbers is a input for your program or algorithm. So what's the processing? For example, a plus b, that's the process. What output you will get? The answer you will get as an output. So each and every algorithm will have what? Proper input, process and output. Okay. So example. So they are giving some example. So listen, algorithm means, so no, not only consider the programming language etc. So in day-to-day life also, in a book also they have given. So in a day-to-day life also, each and everything you can calculate or you can determine as a algorithm. Okay. For example, daily morning you are wake uping. For example, you are going to school. So before you are going to school, what are things you will do? You will wake up, brush your teeth, take bath, isn't it? Then change your dress, then eat breakfast, then pack your bags, isn't it? So this and all also we can schedule as algorithm. So first wake up, then what algorithm means what? Instruction. First you need to wake up, isn't it? Then you need to brush your teeth, then you need to take bath, then eat breakfast, then pack books, isn't it? So our day-to-day life also, what are things you are doing from morning to evening also we can schedule as a algorithm. Okay, so in a best example they have given in a textbook. See, coffee preparation. So for preparing a coffee, the same thing also you can able to write as a what? Algorithm. Okay, listen carefully. So listen. So first you are going to prepare on coffee. Okay, so if you need to prepare coffee, so what are the ingredients you need? So to prepare a coffee, what are the ingredients you need? Water, milk, coffee powder, sugar, isn't it? So these are the ingredients you need to prepare a coffee. Without these ingredients, whether you can able to prepare coffee? No. So this all the things you can consider as a what? Inputs of an algorithm. Okay. Okay. This all the things you can consider as a what? Inputs of an algorithm. So all the ingredients is ready. Then what you will do? You will start to prepare a coffee. So you are preparing a coffee, that process we are called as a what? Process. Okay. So this example and all they are giving for your understanding. Okay, so ingredients are there. Now after the ingredients are there, once the ingredients are in your hands, you are going to prepare a coffee. Okay, that is called what? Process. So what's the output? So output of the process is what? Coffee. So what's the output? Coffee is the output. Understood? So now understood what you mean by algorithm, how you need to write. Okay, so what are the things need for to solving the particular problem or anything that you are to consider as a input. So to prepare a coffee, what are the ingredients you need? Milk, coffee powder, sugar, water, etc. etc. This and all we can take as a input. So after they once the ingredients are ready, so what you will do, you will start to prepare a coffee. That is called what? Process. So after completion of process, what output you will get? You will get a coffee as a output. Understood? Fine. So next one is the procedure for preparing coffee. So that's the algorithm. Overall you are telling. So this and all we can take as input and this and all we can say as process and this is the output, isn't it? So in procedure how you need to write. Same way only you need to write in a algorithm for any problems. For that only in simple example they are giving for your understanding. Okay. So procedure means how you will write step by step process, isn't it? From starting to end. So to prepare a coffee, what's the first step? What's the first step? You need to take a bowl. Okay, this and all, no need to mug up it, just one time read it, that's all. Okay, so you need to take a bowl with a coffee powder. Then what you will do? You will boil some water and pour that water into the bowl. Second step. Next what you will do? Filter it. Then you will boil the milk. Then after boiling this one, you should mix a what? Sugar and filtered coffee along with boiled milk. Then after preparing this one, you should pour the coffee to cup to the serve to the customers. Understood? So procedure means, see, preparing a coffee, you will think, but this much of steps are there. Isn't it? So this much of step, that is detailed explanation. Point by point from starting to end, you should explain. Or you should write as in. That is called what? Instructions or procedure or algorithm. Understood? Okay. So next one example they are giving. So design an algorithm to find square of the given number and display the result. So what problem or what algorithm they are given? So you are going to find the square of a number and you are going to display the result. Okay, the same thing you are going to write in an algorithm. Okay, so first step one. What's the first step? You are going to start the process. Okay, you are going to start the process. Then next step, step 2. Okay, so for example, squaring a particular number. 2 square, for example, 2 square. So that number you need to store in a variable first, isn't it? Maybe A, B or C or X. So here they are taking the variable name as X. Okay, the variable name is X. Okay, so without the variable you cannot able to square, isn't it? For example, 2 square if you are giving me, you need to assign the value to the variable. That's the important thing. So you should assign on variable. For that, step 2, you are giving input variable. What's the input you are giving? What's the input variable you are giving? X. Okay, so after giving the input, what's the next step? You need to process. So step 3, see the step 3. Calculate the square by multiplying the input value. That is, square means how many times you need to multiply? 2 times. X square, isn't it? That is x into x. Okay, so after multiplying, you need to display the result. Okay, so the result is stored in the variable which one? Square. Okay, so after display the result, you need to stop. So first you have given the start means last also you should give stop. Understood how you need to write the algorithm? Okay, so last line is an important 1 mark question. So algorithm that yields expected output for a valid input. That means you are giving some valid input. So for that valid input you will get some expected. What you are expecting, that expected output you will get. That is called what? Algorithmic solution. Sometimes they will ask for 2 mark question. Sometimes they will ask for 1 mark question. Understood? Next one is a very important question. So next a very important question. Difference between algorithm and program. Okay. So listen, very important question. So what's the first difference mean? So algorithm is mainly used to solve a given problem logically. For example, so 100 numbers you need to add. Okay. 100 numbers you need to add. So first what you will do? So before adding the numbers, you will think. So how you in the shortcut, how you can able to calculate that is simply if you are adding 100 numbers, mean 100 times we need to add. So simply how with a shortcut way we can able to calculate. That's the logical, isn't it? Likewise, algorithm also it will calculate or solve the problem with logically. So it is just opposite to the program. Okay, so program, it's a expression of algorithm. So expression of algorithm means whatever you are writing in an algorithm as a sentence. Algorithm means what's mean algorithm? It's just like a procedure or instructions. For example, I am telling you are going to add two numbers. Okay, I are going to add two numbers. So what algorithm you will write? Start. Then input, get the input of two numbers A and B. Then add two numbers A plus B. Then print the result. The same thing, what are the things you are writing as a words, same thing you are going to express in a program or in a programming language. What you will do in a C++ program is hash include iostream. Then int a comma b comma c. C equal to a plus b. Then print C, isn't it? So same thing, whatever things you are expressing in algorithm, same things you are expressing in program using what some programming language. Understood the first point? Okay. So algorithms can be categorized, or algorithms we can able to differentiate based on which method you are using or which techniques you are using. Based on that you can able to categorize it. Okay, how you can able to differentiate or categorize based on the methods and techniques you are using. So programs, how you can able to implement means program also lot of things you have studied. So object oriented programming concept. So some program you should use inheritance concept. Some program you will use polymorphism concept. Some program you will use class concept. So based on that object oriented approach you can able to classify this is the kind of program. Understood? Okay. Next, third point. So while you are writing the algorithm there is no specific rule. For example, while you are writing the instructions or procedure, whether any specific rule will be there. This letter you need to leave some space like this. No, isn't it? So there is no specific rules for writing algorithm. So but you need to follow some guideline. You should write some point by points or each point will have some letter, isn't it? So but program is not like that algorithm. So while you are writing the program, it should follow some specific syntax. For example, C++ program means you should follow the syntax of C++ program. For example, each line needs to be ends with semicolon. C in symbol is like this, C out. So likewise, each and every programming language is followed by some specific syntax. But algorithm is not like that. So for writing algorithm, there is no specific rules. Okay. So algorithm, whatever you are writing in algorithm, that we can say as a pseudocode also. So that algorithm can be implemented in any programming language. Okay, so program means so which programming language you are choosing, based on that you can able to implement the algorithm. Understood what's the difference between algorithm? So algorithm always you to solve the problem logically, but program, so the same expression whatever you are giving in the algorithm it will express in a programming language. Okay, so algorithm can be differentiated or categorized based on what, which method you are using, what techniques you are using, but program can be differentiated using which object oriented concept you are using. Okay, while you are writing the algorithm there is no specific rules will be there, but while you are writing the program some syntax you should follow. Algorithm, whatever you are writing that can be implemented in programming language. So in program it will choose which appropriate language you need to use for implement. Understood? So next one is analysis of algorithm. So what do you mean by analysis? For example, mark analysis. What's the meaning of mark analysis? Mark analysis means, so you are going to analyze your marks and going to find who is the topper, who is the who and all failures, this and all, isn't it? So likewise, you are going to analyze an algorithm. Okay, so how you can able to calculate the efficiency of the algorithm is based on time and space complexity. Okay, based on how many factors? Two factors. What are they? Time and space complexity. So time and space complexity means, so for example you are running one program. Okay, so it will take some time, that is execution time. So whether all the programs will run or whether all the programs will take same time to execute? No. For example, 5 lines program will be executed within a second and it will give some output. 100 lines program will take some time to execute and it will give, isn't it? So likewise, so based on the code, it will took some time to execute, or based on the operations, whatever things you are using inside the program, depend on that it will took some time to execute. Okay, so this running time, how they are calculating means how many instructions are executed per operation. Okay, for example, you are going to add two numbers, you will write one function. For one function, so that how many time it will took to execute that function within a second. That is called what? Running time. Understood? So the algorithm efficiency is calculated by how many factors? Two factors. What are the? Time and space complexity. What do you mean by time? Time in the sense how much time it will took to run a particular program, or what are the operations you are using. Based on that it will took how much time. Understood? Okay. So listen. So this analysis of an algorithm is divided into two different phases. Okay, so analysis of an algorithm is divided into how many phases? Two different phases. So what are the two different phases mean? Priori estimates and posteriori estimates. Okay, so what are the two estimates? Priori estimates and posteriori estimates. Okay, so for this one best example I am telling. Okay, so you are going to implement something. For example, you are doing some physics practical. So before you are doing the practical, okay, before you are going to enter into the lab in the physics practical, so you might have studied about some tabular columns, isn't it? So theoretical, for example, you are going to do Vernier caliper practical in physics. So before you are going to do the Vernier caliper practical, so in that tabular column, least count, zero count, MS, ELS are there, isn't it? So theoretically, you know some values, if this general values if you put means you will get correct reading. So before you are going to implement something, so theoretically you are going to solve. Okay, so theoretically you are going to analyze. So this and all values will be there, means how much output you will get. So that and all assumptions, some using some external factors, you are going to assume something and you are determining the efficiency. So now you are not going to implement anything. Before you are going to implementing, by your assumptions you are giving some values and you are going to calculate the efficiency. This much efficiency this algorithm will have. That is called what? Priori estimates. Okay, posterior estimates means just opposite. After you are doing the practical using the Vernier caliper, you will do the practical and seeing the Vernier caliper, you are taking the all readings. Okay, and you are calculating the performance. Okay, so this theoretical and this whatever you are doing at the real, the values will have slight change, isn't it? So posterior means that is called performance measurement. Okay, so in the computer science, if you are saying means while you are running the program, it will take what are things? Running time, how much time it will take, how much space it will take, isn't it? This and all it will take as a what? Posterior testing. Okay, so two types you have to do. What are they? Prior estimates and posterior testing. Prior means what? Theoretical performance. Before you are going to implement something, theoretically you are assuming and you are taking the efficiency. But posterior means performance. That is after implementing, based on the running time and the performance time, you are going to calculate some execution. That is called what? Posterior testing. Understood? So next one is algorithm analysis. Okay, what do you mean by algorithm analysis? So already you have studied analysis. What do you mean analysis? You are going to analyze based on some space or time, isn't it? So here also an estimation of time and space. Mainly algorithm means always it will take two factors. What are they? Time and space. So estimation means what? You are theoretically, just like theoretically, or you are assuming some value, or your estimation is like this. So this practical or this experiment needs to come like this, or within this value it needs to cross. Okay, that is the estimation. So in coming to our computer science means we can say while you are running the program, what are the factors you can say? Time, how much time it will take for execute, and how much space it is requiring for executing. So based on the time and space of algorithm, varying input sizes. Varying input size means, for example, first you are going to write algorithm for adding two numbers. So a plus b. So for that algorithm it will take some time to execute and some space. A plus b means how many variables are there? A and b. So result is stored in C. Maximum 3 variables. Same thing if you are going to add 10 numbers. How many variables will be there? 11. For 10 numbers and storing output. So whether you are going to add 2 number, that algorithm is same as this adding 10 number. No, no, isn't it? Because adding two number will execute faster and you will get a faster result and it will took some space. What's the size of the variable? Only 2. Same thing, if you are going to add 10 numbers, how many variables you are giving? 11. So input size is varying. So execution time will also vary. So space required also vary. So that is called algorithm analysis. Understood? So estimation of time, space of an algorithm, varying input or variable input you are using is called what? Algorithm analysis. Understood? So this and all today algorithm and program answer, no, that is very important question, and algorithmic analysis, this is also very important. Two important questions you have studied. Okay, so after completion of this session please study these two questions. So remaining things just read it out, because this first part of the chapter is not much important. Anyway you need to read, but first part of the chapter, from there they will ask 2 mark and 3 mark. Okay, 5 mark only, sometimes they will ask from first part, but 2 mark and 3 mark surely they will ask from first part. So you should study what are the 2 mark and 3 mark questions I am saying now. Understood students? So today you should study algorithm, difference between algorithm and program, and also this algorithm analysis. Okay students, so take care. Tomorrow we can continue next class. Thank you.